Hello. Welcome to the snowstorm with my super awesome looting around the map guide, dude. Alright, so from spawn, if you just spawned, you're gonna take a right, but if you're from where I am, you're gonna take a left all the way down this road until don't for the rest of the video, don't mind any of the stuttering. I don't exactly have the best laptop, and this happens quite frequently throughout the rest of the video. There was actually a lot more, but I've edited most of it out, so I hope you all don't see it for the most part. I know there'll be some times where it just like is that really slow, but I still have to keep it in because otherwise you all aren't gonna know which way I'm going on the map. But that's just kind of what I gotta do. So yeah, as long as you follow the way I'm going, you're gonna make it to a road that leads upward, and it's called, we don't exactly have a name for the town, but I usually, and some other people usually, refer to it as Mountaintop. So yeah, I'll talk more when we get there. Alright, now that we're at the town, loot usually spawns either inside or in the parking lot in front of this grocery store, market, whatever. I'm gonna check in every room, obviously. Can't miss anything. Nothing spawned out in the front this time, but we're gonna equip our night vision goggles because it's nighttime, obviously. Now loot can also spawn here in this little town square thing. Didn't this time, oh well. Loot can also spawn back where my camera's facing in that little fence and beside it. It can spawn in front of this police station and in the rooms that I check while I'm running through this. Unfortunately, none did this time, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. Alright, that's all the places that loot can spawn in this town, so we're gonna head our way back down the road. If you wanted to be quicker, you could turn right here at that, telephone pole that I just passed, and just go straight past, kind of like the way I'm facing right now. And if you just keep going, you'll come onto the road that we're about to turn onto next. I'm just taking the full route around, so there's like no confusion about where we're going on the map. You see, we're coming up, we're gonna go around to the overpass, come back on top here, and follow this road all the way out to another town. We don't exactly have a name for this town either. It's just kind of called town because it's the only other town in the game. The other one, you know, the large one that most of you probably know about, is just called City. We're gonna stop here and get jetpack fuel because we almost ran out. That would not have been good. Would have had to walk for most of this, and that would have made for an extremely long video, an extremely unfun video. These little department stores that are empty can spawn with loot. Thankfully we got some, because a lot of people don't actually check these little department stores. They just kind of gloss over them because it can get really dark and it makes it really easy to miss crates. Just like the other town, loot can spawn inside and in front of this police station. It looks like none did again. This is really making me seem like a liar, but I promise you it can happen, and it has happened before. I'm not just straight lying to you all. I would never. We have this little apartment complex, this little motel over here. Loot can spawn inside of this fenced-in area. We luckily got a tier 4 crate that had some pretty yummy loot in it. That's pretty awesome. Tier 4 crates are what we're looking for here because they can have blueprints and stuff. Again, like the other town, the other market, we're checking inside and in front. That's all the spots in this town, except the gas station, actually. You can have loot on the inside, on the roof, and to the left of it, the way that we came in, there's two little rooms. I guess they're supposed to be used for restrooms if someone wants to claim this node. It's a little bright out. It's a little bright out. We're going to take off our NVGs. Yeah, those are the two rooms. It can spawn in there as well. Now we're gonna take our way. That's from the tier 4. That's the one of the two blueprints currently in the game. This is the only one I don't have, so now I have both. Again, this game's in very early alpha, so not gonna be a whole lot of stuff, but I'm glad that I got it. Don't mind me typing. This is a voiceover. This is not a live action commentary. Completely ignore everything I type in game unless you really want to read it, which at that point, more power to you for paying attention to my content. So we're going to make our way through these trees and under these signs back to the main larger city where a lot of the loot usually is, and there's a lot of spots to loot. One thing to keep in mind is that loot will never spawn the same amount in the same places. It will always be different depending on how full the server is and just random chance. I'm gonna equip our night vision goggles. We're gonna go into the subway. Loot can spawn up here in this area down from the stairs, and it can spawn in this little room over here. And the next spot that loot can spawn in is in, checking real quick, this little subway waiting area right here. It can spawn all over the ground here. The formula, I think, for... Oh, another tier 4. Never mind. We're goated. Storing that immediately. But as I was saying, the formula, I believe, was told to me that for an empty server, around 40 to 50 crates spawn in for like up to a 3-player server, 2-player server. And for a max full server, up to 180 crates can spawn in. So, if you get a full server, that's pretty good. Crates can also spawn in this little side room over here. I usually find a lot of crates in here, but this time we didn't. Very unfortunate. Very sorry for the frame drops that have been showing up, and also the unloaded ground and terrain textures. That's just because I have like 4 gigabytes of RAM in my laptop. I'm looking into getting more, but you know, as a college student going in this upcoming fall semester, working a part-time job, I don't exactly have money to throw around on computer upgrades, and instead they're going it straight to books, my brother. Again, back down there was spots where it could spawn in that subway waiting area, up here on this platform before you go past the turnstiles down, right after stairs, in that side room, blah blah blah. It can also spawn in this alley back here as soon as you get out of the subway. It can spawn all through back here, and it can also spawn up in this tannish, large warehouse-looking building. Incoming frame drops. Jesus Christ. There's one of the scavenger AIs. We haven't encountered a lot of them yet, which is probably for the better, because with my frame rate, I'd probably just get killed and make a fool of myself and have to restart the entire video, which would suck. Alright, now directions for this part is kind of hard. But if you follow the way that I went through, most of the buildings line up in sequence. So we have this rave DJ area. It can spawn in the middle and on the areas surrounding it past the fences. It can also spawn upstairs on the second floor, which you can access by flying up there or walking up these stairs. It doesn't go all the way around. It only goes about 3/4 of the way around. It can spawn up by these windows, which we've gotten some crates. Pretty good. Pretty large amount of crates, actually. Surprising for the area. Yeah, it can spawn through here and over there on this little ledge we're on. You eat a tomato. My stamina's running kind of low. Apologies for the frames again. Alright, so wrong way. You go this way, there's that parking garage. These are just some milestones. And there's that area with the 4 planter boxes. It can also spawn down there. There's another area like this on the map, which I completely missed to go to later in the video. I've only seen like 1 or 2 crates spawn there, and it's very rare for it to spawn, which means it's rarer for them to spawn there because it's such a small area. And again, you're probably not going to be in a full server. So if you follow the way that I went, you'll come across this large mall type area. Yeah, it is a mall. There's a scavenger over there. Trying to find out where he went. Went down the stairs, I think. I don't exactly remember what happens. Remember, this is not live. This is pre-recorded. Voiced over. Oh, frame drop. That's an L. W aim. W spray. Definitely the aim of a person who's played Team Fortress 2 for 4,000 hours. W's in the chat. W's in the shot. It didn't come all the way up. I guess their AI gave up before coming all the way up. Gonna peek the corner. W spray, and they walk off the edge. Top 10 moments of all time, and we just take them out. Goated. By the way, fun little piece of trivia. Scavengers can sometimes drop their weapons, like their deagles, their M4s, their AKs, their AKS-74U, their M249s, etc. So loot boxes can spawn on this second floor. I don't know if they can spawn in the yellow and the red food stores, but I know that they can spawn in this pink one back here in the kitchen area. I've seen it happen a couple times. Ignore the cut that happened there. My recording cut out. We don't talk about that. We're gonna act like nothing happened in the slightest because we're like a boss. Now, I think loot can spawn all in this first floor. I don't think over in that corner that I'm looking at though. I think it can beneath the escalator past that area. And I know for sure that it can spawn in these downstairs escalator rooms. And it gets really dark down here, which is why I'm putting my NVGs on. It can spawn in every single one of these empty department store halls. And usually this is a pretty big spot. This and the subway is usually where the most loot on the map will spawn. That and, you know, the entire 2 other towns that can spawn loot. But if we're talking individual places, this downstairs to the mall and the whole subway carry a lot of loot. So if you are in a larger server competing with other people for crates, check these places first before anyone else, and you'll likely get a lot. Crates can also spawn in the men and the women's restrooms. And in this time, oh well, gabagool, life goes on. Now, we're gonna go on back out. It's a little bright. Gotta de-equip our night vision so we don't go blind and burn our retinas. Since we're flying out in the city so openly like this, you will want to be cautious. Careful and cautious of scavengers just shooting you out of the sky. Oh, I didn't forget. So that is the other planter box area that crates can spawn. I see a scavenger over here, and you all will see my absolute W of an aim where I don't hit him once. And I think I see one here, but I don't, because I'm schizophrenic and I'm stupid. So this is the city police station. Loot cannot spawn outside of it, like the other police stations. I think it can only spawn on the second floor. I've never seen loot spawn on the first floor. It can spawn in this business office cubicle area, this little side area. Never around the stairs. I don't think I've ever seen it in the stairs. And it can also be spawned in this locker room and the barracks across here. After this and after all the frame drops that make my video look so lovely and so pretty, we're going to go across the street to the construction site, which will be one of the last places that we look at. There are going to be like maybe 4 more places past the construction site that we're going to look at. So we're getting to the end of our little expedition here. It's getting dark. NVGs, obviously, always carry a pair. Stay safe. So they can spawn here in the dirt and the concrete part of the construction zone. I don't know if it can spawn inside the little building over here. I don't think I've ever seen it spawn there. But it can spawn on the first and the second floor of the concrete zone and on those wooden scaffoldings I've seen them spawn. You don't need to go around the whole perimeter of the place, because I think past a certain... Oh, another tier 4. I think, looking down the way I just did to my left, I don't think it can go past a certain point. I've never seen it spawn behind the place. So you all most likely won't need to check that. And you also won't need to check these large floors over there to my left. I don't know why I'm typing. Wasting time. You stupid idiot. Stop. Yeah, it can't spawn in that in construction building. Oh, we're being shot at. And we're being shot down. That's what I meant by be careful. You will just get beamed. It's really scary. The person who programmed them, it honestly terrifies me. Now, we're mostly done with the city. There's just like a couple alleyways and another motel type area to look for. And there's also this is the motel I was talking about. It can spawn in those fenced in areas. It can spawn behind us in that alleyway that I'm about to walk down. And it can also spawn on top of that building that's to my right now. It can spawn on top of that for some reason. It can spawn all throughout here. It can spawn, as you'll see, this warehouse, this garage. It can spawn there. This is one of the gas stations. I don't know if it can spawn in that gas station. I probably should have checked before making this video, but, you know, we ball. Here's one of the alleyways I was talking about. There's like a couple across the city. There's the one when we came out of the subway. There's this one out in the middle of nowhere, and there's that one by the gas station, warehouse, garage, motel. Now, in the video, I'm gonna lose my way a little bit because I'm stupid and forgot to write a more comprehensive script for myself before I started recording. So all of this recording is straight off the dome, straight just trying to remember everything. As you see there was a cut. It's literally a straight line back to where we were. If you read the chat, my jet ran out of energy and I just did a cut with the car. There's a scavenger over here. We might get pwned. We have a med kit though. But we also have no frame rate. Jesus Christ. And we are also noobs. We're such noobs and we get trash. We almost died because we're noobs. Looking for a med kit. I don't want to die. Yippee! Alright, let's do this again. Oh yeah! This is the scavenger yard. I think this is the last place we're going to visit. It can spawn in any 3 of these buildings, and as you'll be able to see here in a second, it can spawn by the railroad out there next to the large rusted ships and the shipping containers. It can spawn down there too. Now I'm gonna yap a little bit until the end of the video, but this game is in very early development. I like it a lot. It reminds me a lot of Electric State and Metro Redux. Very fun game, very cool owner. I have a lot more videos planned for this game because I get a lot of sneak peeks and a lot of early looks at things. I have some videos of stuff that hasn't been released yet that I won't release until the update's out, but yeah, look for more. Thank you for watching. I love you. Wow.